بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. We begin by praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We praise Him, we thank Him for everything that He has provided for us. And we send blessings and salutations upon the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, upon him, his companions, his household, and of course all of you as well. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless us, accept our prayers, especially in the first Friday of the beautiful month of Shawwal. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept all of our Ramadan's actions and work as well. Ameen. If you're anything like me at this point, you would have noticed and felt that you miss Ramadan. If you feel like you miss Ramadan, put up your hand, just so I know. MashaAllah, only a few people, it's okay, inshallah. If you're anything like me, you know that you are missing the spirituality of Ramadan. You're missing the fact that we were all gathered together. You're even missing the fact that we had a parking spot, MashaAllah. You're missing a lot of the factors of Ramadan, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knew out of His wisdom that His servants are going to develop such an attachment to Him, such a beautiful connection to Him, that they are going to miss the month of Ramadan. They are going to miss that spirituality. They are going to miss that fasting. So He devised a little scheme. He devised a little incentive, and that incentive is that if you really miss Ramadan, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us 6 days in the following month to develop and rekindle that spirituality. And as an incentive, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned that if you fast the 6 days of the month of Shawwal, you will indeed receive the reward as if you fasted the entire year of fasting, including Ramadan and the month of Shawwal. And all the entire purpose is so those who are missing Ramadan, the spirituality of things, can rekindle their relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because guess what? Since Ramadan is back, the shaitan is in full throttle. The shaitan was released and he is back with a vengeance, causing you to get more angry this week than you have this entire month. You've been more angry and had a shorter temper this week than you've had in the entire month of Ramadan, and you're not even fasting. Because he is back with a vengeance, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows you're going to need that spiritual kick once again, so you have 6 more days to fast. Today's quick topic is about how do you know if your Ramadan was accepted? How do you and I know if our Ramadans were truly accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Here is a key tip or a hint to determine if your Ramadan was indeed accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The purpose of Ramadan and fasting is to develop something called taqwa, which is consciousness of Allah, loosely translated. So much so that when you're about to do something, you're thinking about doing something, you pause yourself and you ask yourself, is Allah going to be pleased with this action? That's the purpose of Ramadan, to develop that inside of every single one of us. The way that we know if our Ramadans were accepted or not is if when the month of Ramadan is over, we have that taqwa, that consciousness of Allah. Before we return back to that sin, before we do anything, we ask ourselves, is this going to please Allah? If you had a bad habit of doing something in the month of Ramadan that you're not proud of, and in the entire month of Ramadan you worked on stopping it, and then outside the month of Ramadan you feel successful because you haven't done it, MashaAllah, that's a sign that your Ramadan was accepted. You've had a successful Ramadan. But that's cute. What about if I actually slipped and made a mistake? SQ, what happens if I actually went back to the sin? I feel so bad. SQ, I feel like my whole Ramadan is missed and messed up. Don't think that way. Understand that the purpose is to obviously remove that sin. But the bigger purpose is for you to develop consciousness of Allah. When you did that sin this time, you felt more guilty and conscious of Allah this time than you did before the month of Ramadan. And that's a sign of success. You have to count the small battles. You have to call the small victories of yours. You have to count them. Every single victory counts because it's a swim in the right direction. Which is that direction? That's in the pleasure of Allah. Our direction is Jannah, it's the pleasure of Allah, and all the sins and the mistakes that you do, it's all a part of the journey and the process to develop closest and draw closest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So please,
don't go down on yourself. Just know that this is all part of the process to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is all part of the process to get closer to your goal of Jannah. And you got to fall in love with that journey to get there. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless you all. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us of those whose Ramadans were accepted. And indeed, we have change outside the month of Ramadan as well too. Jazakumullah for listening. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.